No, nobody's more scared of 9/11 than Clint Eastwood.
Big Daddy Clint?
Oh, Big Daddy Clint. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. Birdcast. Birdman. Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Splurd.
Harvey Birdman coming back. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Harvey Birdman's coming back, dude.
I need.
Play it. We gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it live.
Dude, that's gonna be our new weekly show on here is the Harvey Birdman.
Oh, the Harvey Birdman
show.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a fucking 20-minute recap.
Birdie Epidemic.
Oh, Birdie Epidemic. I like it. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. My name is do you know that my legal first name is Rat? My name is
You do look like the Rat King.
Rat Brad Fox. That's literally my given name. Rat.
Very interesting stuff. I'm your host, Buck Hollywood LeDuc, straight out of Hollywood, straight out the gates.
Straight out the gates. Today we're talking about some movie films. What are we talking about today?
Ah, boy. Fahrenheit 451. I don't know how to. We were talking before. I don't know how to spell that word as a non-American.
Could not figure it out.
There's so many N's and E's and I's.
Enjoy editing this podcast and trying to put the word Fahrenheit into the title.
I have to type it into Google.
The copy
And
paste.
then Google's like, what did you mean here?
Look at it,
then I have to type in what's the opposite of Celsius.
They'll be like, you typed the word here, but it's not a word.
Yeah. So many letters.
So we're talking about Fahrenheit 451.
Gotta have to get that one on.
Fahrenheit.
That's right.
We're watching Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like the big event. This is like the first, maybe not the first, but it's a big summer event, the Deadpool. We're watching
Avengers would have been.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Avengers would be like the introduction to
summer tentpoles.
To summer tentpoles, which is a less offensive movie than Deadpool 2, but we will get into it. Deadpool 2, Fahrenheit 451, Johnny K's directorial debut, A Quiet Place. He also stars in it with his wife, Emily Blunt. We'll talk about that movie in a little bit. And we're talking about the next movie in the Exorcist franchise, Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
I'm glad you used its full name.
Yeah.
I would have been mad if you didn't.
Well, I mean, that's the title of the film, Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure, make it longer. Dude, I would have loved if it was way longer.
It's not that long.
No, make it way longer. That's what I'm saying. It's not long enough.
Yeah, quite a bit longer.
Yeah, make it way longer. Make it 4 or 5 fucking words.
Well, if we're talking John Boorman, his he doesn't do long titles. He just does super long movies, like Sardos.
I've never seen this.
Sardos is like 3 hours.
I'm not super familiar with Boorman. I've seen
you
this.
Gotta get familiar, dude.
What else has he made? Something good?
Excalibur.
Oh, I've seen Excalibur. I have seen that.
Yeah.
Trust nothing but this, only the blade.
Excalibur is pretty wild too.
Yeah, Excalibur is actually real. Oh wait, no, is this Trust Nothing? But is that Conan? I think that might be Conan. But Excalibur, I have also seen. Excalibur. So what do we want to talk about first? We want to jump right into the meat of Deliverance. Yeah, we want to talk about Deliverance.
Point Blank.
Yeah, Point Blank. Oh, okay. I know Deliverance. Deliverance is great. Deliverance with Ned Beatty, the movie where Ned Beatty gets raped.
That's right.
Yeah, I know the film. Yeah, that's a crazy movie. That's a weird Burt Reynolds film, dude. Mm-hmm. Burt Reynolds shouldn't have been in there.
I'm out here saying Boorman's underrated.
Well, I mean, I like Deliverance, and I'm pretty sure wasn't that nominated for Best Picture? Deliverance
sure was.
Yeah, I really like Deliverance. That's one of the best movies. Lost out to Kramer versus Kramer. I feel like no Deer Hunter. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, let's talk about some films. What do we want to start with? Where do we want to go here? What's the first thing? Are we talking about Deadpool straight off the bat? Well, it's fresh. Yeah. You want to talk about Deadpool?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So we literally just saw this in the theater. And this, you know, what's my favorite thing about watching a movie in a theater?
What's that?
Is that I always tell you to save your opinions for the pod right after. But I already know. I already know what your opinions are because I can tell by your reaction to the film.
What do you think my opinion is?
I don't think you like this movie that much.
Oh, I think I might have misdirected you. I like this movie all right.
Okay, good. I'm glad because I thought we were gonna have a scream episode. Because here's the thing.
I don't think it's great, but I liked it all right.
Either, but I think it's good. No, let's talk about Deadpool 2. I think this is actually a pretty good movie. There are things about it that I think are bad. But that I mean, some of the stuff that I really don't like.
There's a little I can't super handle like the nerds that go to this movie and like laugh at the They do like this stuff like
yeah.
just like at every little comment. Like I don't like the meta stuff.
I think Deadpool 2 has the same problem that Deadpool 1 has, where like 50% of the jokes are bangers and the other 50% are low-hanging fruit.
I also don't think the bangers will age well.
I absolutely don't think.
Yeah. I think the first one is a great one viewing, and it's not going to age well after that. Oh,
actually, I will stop you there for a moment, and and let you know that in preparation to seeing Deadpool 2 tonight, I actually went back and I watched the first Deadpool last night. This is, I think, the third time I've seen this movie.
Yep.
And you know what? I think you can watch it multiple times. I liked it more.
No, I don't think that's true.
I liked it more this time around. I think it's a really good movie. However, I do still have the same problem with the first movie that I always had, and that is it's 3 fucking scenes. That whole movie is 3 fucking scenes. Second one feels more like a movie to me. However, the more you flesh out a plot, the more opportunity you have to fuck it up. And for the most part, they didn't. Except for some of the shit. Do we want to can we put like a spoiler disclaimer? Because some of the stuff I don't like about this movie is spoilers.
Sure.
Giving Josh Brolin the ability to travel through time destroys all stakes.
Yeah.
But like even
Deadpool's had that though. Deadpool has a belt that takes him through time.
Yeah, I know, and then gets it at the end of this movie also.
Yeah,
but whoops! Oh well.
Oops!
Shit. We're gonna get some emails and some tweets, dude. People are gonna be mad about that. But in this movie, it's particularly bad because there's an entire ending that happens, and then Cable's like, well, better just travel back in time and make the ending better. And it's like, okay. And then they're like, oh, better travel back in time for fucking everything.
You know what you also could have done though?
What's
just
that?
Take that fucking belt off his neck and he would have healed.
Yeah. That's what I thought also, right?
Like Colossus almost did it. And he's like, don't do that.
He's like, yeah, don't do. Well, I thought what was going to happen was Scary Fire Hands from Hunt for the Wilder People was going to melt it off.
Taika. You know who should have played that kid in the future? Taika.
Dude, it might have been Taika.
It wasn't Taika.
It wasn't?
Didn't look like
I feel like if like fucking who is it? David Leitch who made this movie? If David Leitch called up Taika and was like, you want to have a cameo in Deadpool? Taika would be there in 10 minutes, dude.
Of course.
He might not even drive, dude. He might sprint to the studio.
That's right.
Just to be at this movie. But like I said, this movie's biggest strength is that it's super funny. Like it's really, really funny
at times, and then other times,
it's
trying way too.
Yes, I agree. And sometimes they're like, "Hey, remember?" I also don't think
that
movie
that blind lady is funny even a little bit.
Oh no, I absolutely. Oh, she pointed the gun the wrong way. Why? Because she's blind. That's very funny.
Blind?
Yeah, the movie
blind.
And while I think this is a pretty safe bet for the most part, the movie does pretty heavily rely on you enjoying the first movie also, which is usually a safe bet for a movie like this.
And you also have to not think about how TJ Miller's a rapist every time he's on screen, and I don't like that.
Yeah. But there's like a lot of jokes in this movie that's like, I got shot right up my butthole, and it's like, that's just fucking derogatory.
Doesn't Cable call Deadpool like a dildo like 5 or 6 times?
Yeah, he calls him a sex toy. Yeah, many times. He calls him a butt plug at one point, I believe. This movie is a parody, and that's great. Like, I think that works for itself a lot. Yeah. However, stop mentioning other superhero movies for sure. Like, it's so much of this fucking movie is like there's like a part where he calls Josh Brolin Thanos, and it's like, get it? Because Josh Brolin is also Thanos, and then
he also calls him a DC.
Oh yeah, that was the worst one. I think that might be the worst joke in the movie when he's like, "That's so dark. Are you sure this isn't a DC movie?"
I felt the seat move beside me. You were cringing so hard.
Yeah, dude, I did not like that line at all.
I
did not think that was funny. The cast in this movie, unbelievable.
Yeah,
fucking unbelievably great. We had, of course, Ryan Reynolds. Like, here's what I like about this movie and the first movie, and I kind of forgot this about the first movie until I rewatched it this time, is that while yes, it's a silly parody movie, and it's like just this dude making jokes while he kills people and really great action sequence, there actually is like a fair amount of heart that's in the screenplay for these movies, and I think it works.
He clearly
really well.
likes playing Deadpool, which is
yeah, of course.
That's good.
Yeah, he clearly likes playing this character. But I mean, like, also like the scenes between him and his girlfriend in this movie particularly.
This movie made me realize two things.
Okay.
For song choices. More Aha.
Yep.
And more AC/DC in superhero movies.
Oh, maybe less AC/DC, but also maybe more. I don't know.
Dude, this is the only superhero movie that's ever had an AC/DC song in it. And I was so into it.
The fuck? Are you okay?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You know when they're jumping out of the plane and AC/DC?
Yes, I recall, but you are aware that the entire soundtrack of Iron Man 2 is AC/DC, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like it there, though. It doesn't make sense in that context.
Oh, I agree. Hey, just make them Black Sabbath, all right? The joke's right there. Just make it all Black Sabbath in the Iron Man movies.
Yeah, why wasn't it Black Sabbath?
Yeah, just make it fucking black. Well, some of it was, but make more. Make it all. Why AC/DC? I do think that Josh Brolin is good as the character of Cable.
No, he's not. He's not even trying.
But he clearly does not want to be here.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's a good enough actor that even when he doesn't want to be there, though, it's still all right. It's still not bad. But he clearly had no interest in being involved in the making of this film. Like, he fucking hated it, dude. He was not given a good or not. I would say it was still good, but he wasn't given his full all. Like, I would say he went harder in Infinity War than he did in this.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Well, probably money, you know.
Oh, way money.
Way money.
And you don't have to work with David Leitch, which I'm sure is fucking.
Yeah, well, I'm not super familiar with David Leitch. What else has he been done?
John Wick and John Wick 2.
Right.
Those are the only two movies he's made.
John Wick, the John Wick film franchise.
Or did he make Atomic Blonde?
No, I'm pretty sure David Leitch made John Wick 2.
Okay.
I think it was the talented guy that made Atomic Blonde. Although John Wick 2 is like one of my favorite movies maybe ever. So maybe that's why I like this. I remember even walking out of the theater and being like, this is how I felt about John Wick 2. Actually, more importantly,
no, he made Atomic Blonde.
He did make Atomic Blonde.
He made John Wick, Atomic Blonde, and this,
and Deadpool 2. But the one movie that I did, here's what I compare this to, is that this movie for me is exactly the same way I felt about Return of Xander Cage, the Triple X movie, because like it's not that good of a movie, but I think for what it is, it does its job. It's silly. It's hokey.
I might like Xander Cage a little more, though.
Yeah, I think Xander Cage is a better movie. I absolutely think Xander Cage is a lot better.
Hey, where's Ruby Rose in Deadpool? Right?
Oh, thank Christ she wasn't in there, dude. Thank Christ they didn't put her in there. I like a lot of the new characters, but more importantly, I really like the improved relationship between Deadpool and Colossus. Which,
dude, that's so funny.
It's some of the best. It's some of the best stuff in the entire movie.
Because it's like when you watch X-Men movies, two of the big ones they fucked up real hard.
Yep.
Besides all the ones they fucked up were Colossus and Juggernaut.
Yeah. yeah. They had that fucking weird Australian guy.
Yeah, dude, they fucked him up real good in that movie. What was that? 3? Or 2?
Yeah, it was 3 because it was the one where they had the weird cure gun that they shot Mystique with, because they shot Mystique on the truck that they busted out. Yeah. Oh yeah, get them titties out. But
that's what I like to see.
Yeah, because they got Mystique on the same truck that they that they fucking freed Juggernaut. Juggernaut. But they really unfucked up Juggernaut here, and I liked that a lot. I really liked a lot of the X-Force stuff in this movie because
be horned up for an X-Force movie.
Well, they're not going to make that, maybe.
We'll see.
Because like clearly
see if Disney gets a hold of the studio before it goes into production.
Well, Deadpool 3 ain't happening. Like that one I'm pretty sure of. This is done. Do you really I don't know if Disney would make a movie on this caliber. It might be too risque for them.
I think they'd do it, but there wouldn't be like dick and balls all over the place.
They wouldn't show you dick and balls.
I feel like sometimes they get it, like they lean into the profanity a little too much anyway. So
yeah, I agree.
But I do Disney clean up Deadpool a little bit.
I do still think that it should be there. I absolutely do still think that it should be there.
Nah.
Who else? Oh, Depender. Oh my fucking God, dude. He's the hero.
Hell yeah.
Dopender is the best character maybe in any superhero film, dude.
Oh, yeah.
The great thing about Dopender in this movie, because in the first movie he's just like a love-struck loner, but in this one he's like he really wants to become a hired assassin, and that's like the whole bit of the movie is him trying to become an assassin, and it's so fucking funny. It is so funny. That's a great bit in this movie. I think, you know, despite the fact that he's a rapist, I don't think TJ Miller's that bad in this movie. I think he's pretty good.
I think he lands about 40% of the time.
Yeah.
And when he does, it's very funny.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of those lads. Who else was even in this movie? Fucking Domino is a great character.
Domino's fucking awesome.
Yeah, really great character. I'm excited to see if they do anything more with Domino. Overall, I think that this movie has a bit of a structure problem. It's not great structure, and the pace might be a little bit slow. Even for a superhero movie, like it does feel like it takes a while to get from point A to point B sometimes, where it's like between realistically, you think about the action sequences in this movie, you think about the prison riot, and you think about the scene where they're breaking the kid out of the truck. There's a lot of space between those two scenes where they're really not doing that much. Even like Cable. Oh, Cable. Can we have like one less scene where Cable broods and looks at a fucking city skyline? For sure. One less scene where Cable does that.
Is this boy brooding at all?
Oh, fuck. He's brooding a lot. One of the best jokes of the entire movie is when Ryan Reynolds tries to regrow his legs.
Oh, dude, I was laughing so fucking hard at that.
Yeah, it's really funny. I find that, like, here's the thing. We saw this movie, an hour ago? We got out of this movie maybe an hour ago. I have pretty much forgotten most of the jokes that I laughed at.
Yeah.
They're funny in the moment.
Yeah.
They're funny in the moment, but they're other than like baby legs, which is a great joke.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore, dude.
Yeah, there's not a lot that I'm going to be taking away from this movie, but I think for what it is,
there is one thing that I'll always remember, and that's the final scene where he kills the X-Men Origins.
Oh yeah,
Deadpool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
A lot, and I will always appreciate that for them cleaning up the timeline.
Yeah, just undo everything.
Yeah.
And then there's the scene where he kills Ryan Reynolds before he accepts Green Lantern, and that's also pretty funny.
It's a solid joke too, but I don't think we need to bring up DC stuff.
Yeah,
so much.
no, yeah. Are we allowed to?
I don't know if you're allowed to.
Yeah, it might be illegal. So
I'm sure it's not. And then DC sues them, and then they're like, "We're owned by Disney now. They can just pay the fines. We don't give a fuck."
But yeah, I don't know. I think this movie is equal to, if not a little better than the first movie.
You think it's better?
Maybe a little, because I think the structure. Well, not the structure. Yeah, no, I think the structure is more like a movie in this one. Where in the first one, it's sort of like the first one's a pilot. The first one's a pilot episode. This one's a movie.
The first one was also done on like a shoestring fucking budget.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the extra money, which clearly they had.
I really like Peter.
Yeah. Oh, Peter.
Peter.
Peter's the funniest joke of the entire movie. So like they're trying to hire the X-Force.
John Delaney or something.
It's John Delaney. Yeah.
So
they're trying to hire the X-Force so they could put out this Kijiji ad to get all these people to come. And when they get there, they're like, "What's your superpower?" And everyone goes through their superpower. Fucking Peter doesn't even have one. He just shows up for the hell of it. And they fucking hire him out. And like,
I was real sad when he died.
Dude, there's like the scene where he's, I was laughing so hard, the scene where he's fucking skydiving and he has to sit down before he gets off. Oh my God, dude. That Peter character is the hero.
Jump out of an airplane.
Yeah.
Without a parachute.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad Pitt's in this movie, by the way. Brad Pitt is one of the superheroes in this movie, but don't worry.
I thought that was a pretty funny bit.
Yeah.
Where it was like just a fucking backpack thing.
Yeah.
What are those called? A parachute? It was just a parachute.
Yeah, just a parachute falling through the sky, and then hits the fucking the power lines. It turns out it's Brad Pitt.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's an extremely funny joke. There is really a lot of funny jokes in here, but overall, I think I will forget most of this movie. But the stuff that I will remember,
I don't know if I necessarily care about the fucking New Zealand kid that much.
Yeah, the Hunt for the Wilder People kid.
I like that kid. I just don't think
I think the character is, they try too hard to villainize him, so when they start protagonizing him again, I don't really care. At that point, it's like, you already fucking shot up a school though, so I'm not
a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I'm not sure I care honestly about this kid being a good guy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what I do think that it's weird that they antagonize Cable so much for the first half of the movie, and then they're like, oh, don't worry, he's a good guy now. He's a good guy. And it's like, I don't know if I needed that, you know?
That's kind of how Cable works though, because he's based off Terminator.
Yeah, fair enough. Which, by the way, this movie did make me realize that I want them to not have Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator anymore and just put in Josh Brolin. I think Josh Brolin would like it.
He'd be fun in there.
I think he'd like it.
He'd have a good time.
Yeah,
he'd have James a blast. Cameron, I want to make the next one with Josh Brolin. Let me make it.
Yeah, let us fucking write it.
I think we'd have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
because it's one of the most bastardized franchises at this point.
Yeah,
let me take a knock at it.
Fucking Alan Taylor fucking already ruined it. All right,
I never made a movie. Let me take a knock at it.
Here's the thing.
Could be worse.
Alan Taylor's Terminator is bad, but I also didn't think that it could get worse than the McG Terminator. But that Alan Taylor Terminator movie, man, it's so bad.
Fuck.
Yeah, don't.
That's Genesis? Is what
Genesis is the Alan Taylor one. Yeah. Salvation is the McG one.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah.
I never forget a McG film.
And they're, oh, yeah, like The Babysitter. And then, yeah. But the two Terminator movies are bad. Yeah. Let me make the 6th Terminator, and let's take fucking Arnie off the board and put in Josh Brolin.
I don't need him.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's really confusing that the Terminators are old now when they're machines. That's really confusing. It doesn't even make sense. And all you can do is fucking CGI him young, like fucking Grand Moff Tarkin or whatever.
Well, are you talking shit about Grand Moff Tarkin right now?
Yeah.
I'm fucking livid.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of fucking Rogue One, but
dude, it's the best one.
That's weird. That's a weird opinion. It's not the worst one anymore, at the very least. After Last Jedi, it's not the worst one.
I haven't seen Solo yet either.
I think Deadpool 2 though was, as a theater experience, great. Yeah. Like I really loved seeing it in the theater.
Watch it again, and that's fine.
The ending is dog shit. Like straight up, the ending is in fact dog shit.
Yeah.
But I could see myself like watching this movie when it comes out on Blu-ray.
I will never watch it.
Never watch it again? I give it 4 stars.
I'm also never going to watch that Star Wars movie again.
Last Jedi?
No, I'll never watch that again.
Well, that's because that movie's
bad. I'll never watch Infinity War again.
Well, that movie's also bad. This movie was good, though.
I don't rewatch movies, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, there's a lot of movies.
Yeah, 3 million movies in this world.
It's like, I'll put on Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But 5-star.
Once a week, even.
Fucking Deadpool on the Chadley scale, Deadpool 2, I'm giving that a 3-star.
3.
Why the fuck would I ever watch that again?
Fair enough. I give it 4-star. I think it's worth at least one rewatch, but I also get that you don't want to rewatch films. I like this movie a lot. I
think it's at least as good as the first one.
Yep.
I'm not really on board that it's better, but
I think the ending to the first one is better than the ending to the second one, but I think that's pretty much all the first one has on it.
Basically the same shit also.
Of course. Even some of the same jokes. Maximum effort, bitches.
A lot of the same jokes. Oh, when he does have the brick though instead of a gun.
Yo, that's pretty funny.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. There's a scene where fucking Cable and Deadpool have to kill a bunch of pedophiles. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like that's really funny. So I say 4 on the Chadley scale. I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna be way harsher on this movie.
I was doing some misdirect.
Yeah, because the first thing you said to me when we got out was good day for bad movies.
Sunday is a good day for bad movies.
And that's why I was like, what are we gonna yell about today? I like Deadpool 2 though. I think it was good. What are we talking about next?
Well, can I talk about I went to a Kung Fu marathon.
Yeah, I would love to hear about it.
I'd like to talk about that a little bit because it was fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. It does make me think about stuff like how the 70s there was like genre films like kung fu movies, and like earlier than that there was like westerns, and then the 80s was slashers, and now we got superhero movies. That's our genre.
Dude, here's the thing. We went to see Deadpool 2 today and every trailer is for a superhero movie.
What the fuck, man? It's just like it makes me weep inside. But luckily our favorite theater, the Globe, was playing. I believe they planned to play 8. They actually played 9 Shaw Brothers movies. So the first day on Thursday, I only saw one. I saw one it was called Dirty Ho.
Dirty Ho.
It's called Dirty Ho.
You know what? I know this movie. I've heard this movie's fucking awesome.
It's fucking incredible.
It's like a parody, right?
It's not really a parody, but it is a comedy.
It's a comedy. Yeah.
It's a comedy kung fu movie, and it has amazing choreography for like the fighting, but it's also like very funny. It's about these dudes just like, and the first like 20 minutes is about these dudes buying cheap whores.
Sucky.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's a very funny, like I was surprised by how good it was.
Me love you long time, sucky.
Me love you long time. Then the second day on Friday, I saw something called The Crippled Avengers. And so,
I've never heard of this
so
one.
basically, this guy, his son's arms get chopped off and his wife gets killed. And then he makes his son like these metal arms.
Oh my!
And then they become the bad guys and they start crippling people that like just bump into them. So like he pokes out this one guy's eyes. He like makes the other guy deaf and he pours poison down his throat.
You gave this a 5-star, correct?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you gotta.
I
just had to make sure.
Yeah. Then they cut off some of the guy's the guy's legs, and then the other guy. Oh, this is the best one. They put this little piece of metal around him and they squeeze it like a vice.
Oh yeah,
and then he turns retarded.
Oh my god, that's insane, dude.
It's very offensive, but it's so funny, and it's like legitimately hilarious. So then yesterday I went to the big show.
This was the big day.
This was the big day.
You were trying to get me to come out, but I was not having any of it.
You're not. Terrible mistake, by the way.
I'm not a big kung fu fan, if I'm being honest. I need to see more, but I'm not a huge fan.
Oh, let me show you some, and you will be a big kung fu fan. Because now I'm only gonna watch Shaw Brothers movies for the rest of my life. I'm not even gonna. There's like thousands of them. So this was the big day. I planned on seeing 3, the triple feature. So the first one was called "Come Drink with Me." And it was kind of like a more standard one. It was like a 60s, like an earlier one. And it was fine. There was a lot more musical numbers than I expected. I expected none.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would expect none.
I expected none. That one was fine. I didn't love that one, but it was pretty interesting. Then the second one was called the 8th Diagram Pole Fighter. Mm-hmm. And this one was fucking incredible, dude. This one was like an 80s one, so it was like real polished. The stats were amazing. And then they do this thing where he goes to the monk temple and he trains with them, and they don't kill, right? Mm-hmm. So they're training on these wolves thing to like detooth them.
What? Why?
That's just how they get rid of them.
What the fuck?
And then in the final fight, they start detoothing all the bad guys, and their teeth just like start spraying out of their mouths.
What's this one called?
The 8th Diagram Pole Fighter.
Oh my god, dude! I might write that one down. I might have to watch it. That one is
fucking unbelievable, dude. That one blew my brain apart. And then this is where we get into the wild stuff, because the last one playing was a movie called The Mighty Peking Man, and this one is just King Kong. They just wanted to make a King Kong movie. So essentially it's like the same thing. Like they send a guy into the Indian jungle to find this giant gorilla, and he finds like she has like a little lady that she found her, and he's like been raising her.
You're okay. Well, I've seen King Kong. I'm aware. Yeah.
So there's like all these crazy scenes where the dude just like starts fucking her because like they're fucking, right. So the explorer's fucking, and then dude, then the look at me right now. Okay, I'm looking. The fucking gorilla looks into the cave as they're fucking, and he gets real like fucking angry and shit. And then they're like, dude, the first half of this movie is the funniest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. They're like running around in this jungle and they're playing with big jaguars, and she gets them up on her shoulders and she's spinning around with the jaguars, and they're having a great fucking time. They're frolicking. They're just like, they're literally running around with their shirts off. There's nipples everywhere. It's fucking, it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds preposterous.
Oh yeah, it's real crazy, dude. It's buck. It's one of the most buck things I've ever seen. 100%. It blew my brain apart. And then the boys down at the Globe, they're like, we got a little secret for you guys. If you want to stay, we're going to play something called Super Infirma, man. So this is like
whoa, they pulled the fucking Buzz Lightyear out of a closet on you like that?
Yep.
Sons of bitches.
And I'm like, well, I can't not stay, even though I've been here for 6 hours already.
You're already 7 beers blasted. You might as well.
It was like 11 p.m. and I'm like, well, I'm here till fucking 1 now. So this movie was also fucking buck as shit. It was like it was a combination of Ultraman and like Power Rangers and like kaiju.
Oh man, that sounds good.
So they turn they look like Nazi scientists, and they turn one of their members into Inframan, and he's basically just Ultraman. But and then there's like they find, I don't know, like the science doesn't really line up, but they find like this lady under a volcano who is from like the Jurassic period or whatever, and she has all these devil monsters. So there's one, this guy was my favorite. His name was Mutant Drill. He had like a drill for a hand and then a scoop for his other hand, and he was walking around with swagger. The guy that was in that suit really made it his, and I appreciated that. Then there's all these other ones. There's like the squid monster and like a lobster man, and I forget, there's like these two that had like drills that like they were on springs, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that movie was fucking insane. That was like, I was in a fever dream for that shit, dude.
Oh my God, dude. That sounds like an absolute blast.
It's some of the best time I ever had, and I only paid like $40 to see all those. So it's fucking awesome.
I want to talk about something real quick, or something super, super quick.
Yeah.
So I've made it no secret that recently I've been watching all of the Kubrick films. I'm trying to fucking close that out and watch all of them. I'm watching them in reverse order. And this morning I watched Lolita from 1962. And there's something that I noticed about this movie that I never really thought about. But they make a joke about Nazis in Lolita, but that movie came out in like 62. So like, are you allowed, like, it's still pretty fresh, right? Can you still do that? Still pretty fresh, right? So that's just been stuck in my head all day. Like she says, see Kyle.
It's not that fresh.
Yeah, wow, fucking 18 years. It's like as fresh as 9/11 is right now.
But I'm constantly making 9/11.
9/11. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's about as fresh as 9/11, but like it's worse than 9/11. It's a 3-year 9/11 essentially is what Hitler did. But
well, yeah. I'm not discounting what Hitler done. I think he's the champion of fucking just crimes against humanity.
Horrific events.
I think he's the champ.
Holds the belt for sure.
Oh, we got the champ here. The champ is here.
We better move on before we get in some trouble here. What do we want to talk about next? Let's talk about The Exorcist 2, because I feel like you have some wild opinions about this movie. So The Exorcist 2, The Heretic is, and before you interrupt me, just let me finish here. The Heretic is one of the worst fucking films I've ever seen. It's so fucking horrifically bad, and the fact that you don't think that, and I read your review, I know you don't think that, is insane to me, and I can't wait to hear your justification on how this isn't the worst fucking movie ever.
Oh, you have to explain to me why it's the worst movie, because I don't get that at all.
All right, let's talk about this. All right, let's talk about the fucking movie in general, because this is what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this movie, sequel to The Exorcist, which of course is a quaint little horror movie.
Yeah.
That's, it's not overly complicated, but it's not overly simple either. But in this movie, oh my God, what happens is that 5 years later, the main character Reagan from the first movie finds out that there's a brain linking machine, and she brain links with a fucking pastor, and then they use that to find out the name of the demon that possessed her, who also happens to be somewhere in Africa and originate there. And so they realize that they have to go to Africa to fight bugs. I'm gonna let that sink in, okay? I'm still confused about your verdict, but to fight fucking bugs, only to go back to the original house from the first film, which is a nice touch. I actually kind of do like that. To fight more bugs. And you know how they fight the bugs? Fucking Reagan spins around in a circle and and fucking does a lasso fucking thing with her arm until they disappear for no fucking reason. Whilst the main character, the fucking new, what's his name? Bogart or whatever, the new guy, the new priest, strangles her on the bed.
Yeah.
What?
And you weren't having the fucking time of your life? I don't understand. This is one of the most fun I've ever had watching a horror movie. This is as fun as, like, if Cronenberg's name was on this and it wasn't an Exorcist movie, people would be touting this as a cult classic.
You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know if I agree. I don't even know if
it looks exactly like a Cronenberg movie, and it plays out exactly how Cronenberg would have done things.
Yeah, but Cronenberg. Well, I mean, it's not like a Fly Cronenberg though. It's more like a Dead Zone Cronenberg, like a bad one.
It's more like a Scanners.
No, because Scanners is kind of good.
This movie's fucking great.
I don't understand that opinion. I'm confused by this opinion.
I don't get your opinion. Like
it makes no fucking sense.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes,
it makes perfect fucking sense.
Front to back. It makes no fucking sense.
They go into a fucking brain machine.
Yeah.
They find a devil. They find the demon in Africa.
But they go to Africa. What did he do there?
He
fell into some spikes, and then James Earl Jones is the devil or something?
No, James Earl Jones ain't the devil.
What happened? I don't get it.
Clear. Like, I'm actually pissed now because you didn't watch the fucking movie.
I did watch the.
No, I don't think you even saw this.
How would I know about the fucking lasso bug?
I think you read the fucking synopsis.
I swear to Christ, I did not. I watched this movie front to back, and it makes no fucking sense.
I don't believe you.
I did. I watched the movie. Dude, Linda Blair though, she's looking hot as hell in this movie.
Yeah, and she's in like the fucking play dancing for some reason.
Yeah.
How does this not entertain you? Just on a pure entertainment level.
I mean, I guess there's some part of me that likes in like a sort of like a The Room type.
Yeah, yes.
Entertainment.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like The Exorcist. It's not concerned about being the Exorcist.
That is
it's
correct.
Not concerned about being a horror. It's not even a horror movie. This is a sci-fi movie, dude.
Kinda, yeah.
This is a sci-fi.
It's like a
movie.
religious sci-fi.
It's a paranormal sci-fi. This is the Poltergeist. This movie.
I do think that like you could look at this and enjoy it for its wackiness, but you have to admit that structurally it's bad.
Not really. You completely you can follow it if you watch the movie. If you're not on your fucking phone while you're watching this goddamn movie, it's so easy to follow. It's like your ADT is taking control of your brain, and you can't. I don't think film criticism is for you anymore because you can't pay attention to this very simple movie.
I did. Like I said, I watched this movie from fucking front.
The best. Here's the best scene though.
Okay, hit me with it.
When he's in the plane and he's like, "I've flown this route before," and he's like, "What do you mean you've flown this route before?" He's like, "On the wings of a demon."
Oh man, and I do.
Dude, there's more stock footage in this than a fucking Ed Wood movie.
Oh, there's a lot.
This thing's so Frankenstein together. It's like, it's amazing.
It's a stapled together movie. And you know what? Now that we're really talking about it, I do see how you could enjoy it.
Yeah,
but like,
I love it. I loved watching it.
Like the same way that someone would enjoy like a Troll 2.
Dude, nowhere have I said this movie's good. I'm just saying.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying. I think it's very fun to watch, and I don't understand how this could be touted as the worst movie of all time.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
I've seen 15 of the worst movies of all time this year.
Yeah,
that are fucking 1,000 times worse than this movie.
I think on this pod alone, we've seen 50 worse films at least.
We've reviewed about 550 movies on this pod, and this doesn't even sniff the stinkiest of the pile.
It's definitely
it blows my brain apart to this day that people tout this as one of the worst movies of all time, and I don't think it's even in the ballpark. I don't even think it's in the 20,000 seat ballpark.
At least the bugs kind of look good.
The bugs look good as fuck. They're flying around. They're having a great time. There's a fucking black devil bug that they call the fucking mother of bugs, the good baby, the little good babu.
Okay, so here's the thing. I will admit that the movie does have a followable plot for the most part.
Yeah.
But you at the very least have to either explain to me or accept that the ending doesn't make any fucking sense.
What part of the ending are you confused about? The part
where they go into the fucking room, he chokes her out, and she fucking lassos around. What happens there?
That's fucking demon shit, dude. He's a priest from Italy.
But what's she doing? What is she contributing? Because she's doing something.
She's connected to him via fucking mind link.
Why does the lasso?
I don't know the lasso.
Okay.
That never occurred to me. I wasn't looking that deep. Like, I just figured she had lasso powers.
Because like I felt like I was watching that movie, and it's like, oh man, the demon. There's no beating it, and then all of a sudden the demon was gone, and I was like, what? What? Fuck?
You didn't like the constant wow throughout the movie? I thought that was fucking hysterical. I thought this movie was
fun.
I thought this movie was fucking hysterical, dude.
It's bad. It's certainly bad, and I see how somebody could find it as hilarious as you found it.
2-star on the Chadley scale, but I really like this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 1 star. I'll never watch it again. But I also understand.
I'm not gonna either.
Yeah.
But I also think like if Cronenberg's name was on it, it would be a classic.
Maybe. But I feel like Cronenberg. I feel like I can't think of a Cronenberg movie that's worse than this one.
I can think of 3 right now.
Hit me.
The Rabid.
I've never seen that.
Isn't
that about
Crimes of the Future?
Never seen that.
And I forget the other one was called, but it was right after Crimes of the Future.
I should close out my
those
Cronenberg.
3 are all worse than this movie.
I should close out Cronenberg, dude. I say 1 star on the Chadley scale. This movie is clearly not for me, but like I said, if you watch it and you find it funny and you take a lot of enjoyment out of that,
you're a person who touts The Exorcist as one of the best movies of all time. I'm not that person. So
yeah,
I don't hold that faith towards this franchise. So I think I'm going to enjoy a lot of these fucking things.
I think maybe that's a part of it also, is that I do like the first one so much that when this one comes around and it's so wild and nonsensical. Because
this is the kind of cinema I fuck with, though. I love abstract shit. I love shit that doesn't want to be a movie. This movie doesn't want to fucking be a movie, and it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Guess what, though? It is. It's a movie
enough.
we watched. This is a movie I was watching.
Oh, you want to hear something?
So it exists.
You want to hear something amazing that happened to me this past week?
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the comments on some of my reviews, and I noticed a comment on my Avengers Infinity War review, and somebody was like, "You didn't like this movie because you don't like abstract film."
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What's that mean?
Yeah, well, first of all, that's not an abstract.
You do hate like non-linear stuff, though.
Oh, that's true. I do like A to B plots.
You hate like anything that's like Malick or Malick adjacent.
Oh, dude, it is true. It is true. Unless it's Aronofsky.
Although I don't think Avengers Infinity War is Malick adjacent, so I don't know.
I don't know where that opinion is coming from. I just think it's wild. So yeah, that's The Exorcist 2. I give it a 1 star. He gives it a 2 star. If you watch it and you have a lot of fun, it's a lot like Troll 2. I get it. I just don't want to see it again. I have no intention of seeing it again.
2.
I don't know. I like Troll 2. I think Troll 2 is a lot of fun.
I don't know what the fuck.
It's better. It's better than some of the Chucky films. I'll give you that.
Oh, it's a lot better.
For sure, better than fuck.
Wait till we get into The Omen, and I make you watch those fucking sequels.
Ooh, I've only ever seen the first one, but I like it. Don't love it, but I like it.
Wait till we get to the Children of the Corn, and I start making you watch those sequels.
Again, I've only seen the first one. I like it.
You're gonna think The Heretic's a fucking masterpiece compared to some of those guys.
It's better. Heretic. Okay, Exorcist 2, The Heretic is better than Jason Goes to Hell. Way better.
This is way better. Like, people are touting this as the worst movie of all time. Y'all are insane. You see this movie? You see Zardos?
Have you
seen Zardos? You get into the mind of Borman. You get into the mind of this man, and you're like, oh, he can do what he just does, whatever the fuck he wants on screen. Maybe we just have to lap it up.
Maybe I should tinker around in Borman's brain for an afternoon or something.
You should definitely watch Zardos. That thing's insane.
Zardos. I've seen Deliverance, but I've never seen Zardos.
Zardos is the one where Sean Connery has like that mustache and he's wearing that red bikini thing.
Well, say no more. I'll fucking read it, or I'll fucking watch anything with crazy. Sean Connery.
That's a crazy one.
Want to talk about Fahrenheit 451?
Oh, sure.
Man, this movie fucking blows, dude. It's really bad.
You know what we should do instead of burn books? Burn this shitty movie.
Yeah, sure.
Burn HBO Studios down to the ground.
Yeah, burn it to the ground. So HBO, in response to the overwhelming quantity of Netflix original films, HBO produced one of their own. And they've done this before, but this time, this time around, it's a movie called Fahrenheit 451, which is based on a book from Ray Bradbury from the 1960s, I think the book was, because there's an original one as well. This was a remake. of another movie that came out, I believe, in the 60s.
Might have been 70s.
Man, I love when people set up Blade Runner-esque futures and then absolute horseshit with them.
I mean, Blade Runner was inspired by a lot of Bradbury.
Yeah, fucking obviously.
Building's called the Bradbury.
Ridley Scott's read a book or two. Yeah. I won't doubt.
It's based on Philip K. Dick. Like, I don't want any nerds to comment. I know what fucking Blade Runner is based on. I'm saying there's a lot of inspiration that comes from Ray Bradbury's mind,
and probably Isaac Asimov. Don't make Isaac Asimov.
Probably Isaac Asimov too.
Don't make Asimov movies. You will get sued. But this movie, it's boring. Like this
super
movie,
boring.
Its movie is like super boring
because it stars Michael Basketball Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, who we
say his full name.
Michael Basketball Jordan, who we notoriously love. Who
can do no wrong except for this.
Who, by the way, is great in this movie. Like, he is a very good actor.
Yeah.
But the problem is the movie is about burning books.
Yeah.
And here's my biggest problem with this.
This is America.
Is that the movie isn't just about burning books. They burn all art, but they focus on the books. It's like, talk about films, then I'll give a shit.
Yeah.
Make it about burning films, then I'll be like, oh, don't do that. Please don't burn all those Kubrick films. I don't want that. You know
how like in this they have like that band of rebels that are memorizing books.
Which, by the way, there's a plot hole there. But yes, go on.
Man, I could memorize a lot of Coobs.
I might have some of the Coob stuff fucking memorized, dude. But let me talk specifically.
Speaking of memorizing books, I just finished Ready Player One, and they memorize a lot of movies in that book. That's a big plot point.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
Really stupid.
Let's talk about there's a plot hole in this movie that I pointed out. Like, I figured out last night, and me and my girlfriend talked about it for like 20 minutes. We just couldn't make fucking like it? No, she did not. We just couldn't make fucking heads or tails of this plot hole. Okay. So are you ready for it?
Yeah. So
in this movie, the whole idea is that these people who are these band of bandits or whatever, they memorize books so that if their book gets burned, that the book can still live on, that they can rewrite it and republish it or whatever. Sure. Whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that. Right?
Nothing wrong with that. No, that's perfect
the plot
sense.
Of the movie.
That's the plot of the movie. It makes perfect sense. But one of the first instances of them finding one of these books is they find this old lady who's reading Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck. That's right. And they take the Grapes of Wrath from her and they burn it in the fire. And then she stands up and she's like, oh yeah, if these books are burning, I'm burning with it, and burns herself alive, which then begs the question, what's the point of memorizing the book if you're going to kill yourself as soon as the book is burned?
I don't think they normally kill themselves.
I know they don't, but why did this lady? That's the question. What's the, because they don't kill you. They burn off your fingerprints, but they don't kill you.
No, they don't kill you.
Yeah, they take your fingerprints and you go to the other people and it's like, I memorized it. It's burnt, but I memorized this book. Here you go. Why did she kill herself? And then she don't even get me started on Omnis, which we'll get to in a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's fucking some wild shit.
Graffiti.
Yeah.
This is graffiti.
So they call it graffiti, books and all that shit.
Fair enough.
But all the while, fucking Michael B. Jordan is hoarding a VHS copy of Taxi Driver, trying to figure out what the fuck it is, which I do like, which is what I would do.
Absolutely.
Which is exactly what I would do. I'd be like, ooh, how many Scorsese VHSs can I fucking...
Dude, I bet I could memorize a lot of Scorseses in this universe.
It'd be pretty quick, dude. It wouldn't even take that long, honestly.
Dude, I think I have Casino on deck.
Yeah, I've got Casino pretty well down.
You want me to recite all of Casino right now?
I do not, because this pod needs to be less than an hour.
Fair enough.
I just, then like the movie, the main character has absolutely no reason to defect from being a firefighter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And they sort of just make it seem like he's trying to do the moral thing, but for no reason would he do that. Mm-hmm. He just is like, I'm good man now. I like to read book. And it's like, why?
Oh, is it because he read a book?
Yeah, maybe. But also
that's what it was, really. Right? He read a book and then
he read notes from a whatever. And then Michael Shannon rolls up And this is the most confusing character in the entire fucking movie.
Our Lord and Savior, Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon, who gives a 1.5-star performance in this movie, dude. He was not coming to play.
Not great.
Which is crazy because like I used to think he was just a bad actor, but I just realized that like sometimes he comes to play, but usually he doesn't. Sometimes he doesn't want to come to play. And he didn't come to play in this one, but like, is his character super into books or does he hate them? What the fuck? What is his character? Why? What? Because his character is like super into writing like idioms and shit, which is illegal, and you're not allowed to do. And he loves to read books. He's like picking up books and reading out of them. But then like immediately he's like filth, absolute filth, and it's like what is your character's motivation here?
I think it's like when a politician is gay.
He's like fucking he's like Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, just cranking off to gypsies.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good example. I was gonna go with like a Mike Pence, who's probably like fucking boys and stuff, but he's super religious, you know,
super gay, or like the Pope.
The Pope,
definitely a lot like the Pope, dude. Cardinal.
Don't get me started on these fucking guys, on these fucking rapists.
But then, okay, so like, oh my god, halfway through the movie, they find out that there's this thing that could bring books back or something called ominous. And
I don't even know. I'm checked out at this point.
They don't even attempt to explain what it is. But they're like, the ominous is a piece of DNA that includes billions of books inside of it.
Billions and billions of stars. This is my Neil deGrasse Tyson impression. Billions and billions of books.
Well, you better be careful. I might be racist, but
no, it's not. That's what he sounds like.
So this
billions and billions of Chadleys.
This piece of they're like, yeah, this piece of DNA has billions of books in it, and it's like, okay, first of all, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean even? Like, what do you mean a piece of DNA has books? What does that mean? And then they're like, he goes to the secret hideout and they're like, we have the ominous and we're gonna put the DNA in all living animals. It's like, what would that do?
Yeah, what does that do?
What the fuck would that do? And then they're like, okay, they almost went a route that made sense where they like find that autistic kid. And I'm like, oh, I get it. The autistic kid is the ominous. Because he's like Rain Man. He just memorized all the books. But don't worry, that's not the route they went. That isn't the route they Instead, they're like, actually, the ominous in this bird. What does that mean? What does that fucking mean? What do you mean it's in the bird? What happens? If you put the bird DNA into a person, do they just know all the books?
No, that's not how they would do it. How they would do it is if it was in all the animals, then they could just extract it from any animal and then get a drop of blood, a drop of blood, then put it into like some sort of supercomputer that can extract the DNA, and then there we go. That
just sounds like a lot of work for the payoff, honestly.
No, but you don't need to put it in every animal. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Put in one animal.
Yeah, and then what? I don't. It's so fucking wild, dude. This is such a wild movie that doesn't even try to engage the audience in any way.
It doesn't care about being a movie, dude. Yeah. It's like, and they try to throw all this cool Blade Runner imagery at you.
Yeah,
but it's like
I kind of like the fucking news stuff.
Looked all right.
Yeah,
not bad. Fine. But like, this is a husk of a movie.
Yeah.
Like it barely even wants you to watch it.
Hey, I don't think Ray Bradbury wrote fucking Facebook feeds into his novel in the 60s. I'm pretty sure.
No, but Ray Bradbury he's rolling in his grave.
Dude, he's probably pissed, dude. He's like, I should have.
It's probably one of those books that can't be adapted.
Yeah.
But then we're like, well, look at Blade Runner though. That was another one.
Yeah.
It's like can't be adapted. How are you going to adapt that book?
Yeah. Even like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Arthur C. Clarke. It's like you look at that and it's like, no, you can't make that into a movie. And then Kubrick's like, and Ridley Scott's like, I think I can. Perfect film.
Stinky man.
Yeah, dude. This movie fucking blows. It's a 1-star on the Chadley scale. For sure, never see it.
It's an easy 1-star. It's really fucking bad. I was hoping Michael Basketball Jordan could do something.
Yeah, he is good in the movie.
Michael Shannon, our boy.
Oh, Michael Shannon. The Michaels got together and one of them tried and one of them didn't, and you can tell which one is which. Because Michael B. Jordan's still young enough that he's like, I got to go hard in every movie or else no one will hire me.
Yeah,
that's not true, Michael. Basketball. It's not true.
basketball.
Yeah. So yeah, the 1 star on the Chadley scale. Never fucking see this movie.
All right.
Want to talk about Johnny K?
Yeah.
Okay, so John Krasinski, of course, well known for his role as Jim in The Office.
Jimothy.
Of course, also then went on to star in 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Bay film. And now he's playing Jack Ryan on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that's about.
I know there's like 8 episodes of it, but I would never watch it. So
See, look, I've seen all the Jack Ryans, and there's nothing more than a 3-star there. Why would I watch a TV show based on Jack Ryan?
Might be great. Might be good as shit.
Could be.
Dude.
Could be. I'll never know. I'll never know.
we will never know. As a collective, certainly no one that listens to this show would ever watch that.
No,
either.
Of course not. In fact, if they would, they should unsubscribe. Well, maybe no, maybe don't do that.
I don't know if you should be touting for people to unsubscribe because they'll do it. So they're not afraid. Our audience is not afraid to voice their opinions.
So no shit. So John Krasinski decided to. Did he write this movie? I know he directed it, and he does star in it.
I don't know if he wrote it. I'll take a look.
Man, for a directorial debut, he took a wild risk. Can I tell the story of what happened with this movie? Because,
of course.
Because I think what happened this morning is okay. So I saw this movie like 2 days ago, and I thought it was fucking awesome. I thought it was so good, and so I went and I wrote my review, which I assume you saw.
He's got a credit on it, but there's 2 other writers also.
Yeah. So I went and wrote my review and was like, this movie is fucking incredible. I love it. And he saw my review and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to watch this movie now. And so he starts watching the movie. And I swear to Christ, I've never laughed harder. About an hour into him watching the movie, he texts me and he's like, how can you like this movie, dude? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't make sense? Like, what about it doesn't make sense? And he goes, well, the whole movie's in ASL, and I don't know that, so I don't know what's going on.
It's like watching a Japanese movie without subtitles.
And so at this point, I'm like fucking confused. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, well, they're speaking ASL. I don't know that. And I'm like,
I don't speak that.
I don't speak that. And I'm like, well, you turn the subtitles on, right? And he's like,
never occurred to me once.
He's like, well,
here's why it never occurred to me, Chadley. Because you give me this fucking shitty bootleg Korean copy of it, and I put it on my fucking Plex account, and it normally just gets the subtitles for every movie.
Oh, it didn't do it for this one?
Didn't pick it up for this shitty bootleg. I didn't pick it up for your shitty bootleg that you gave me. Police, he gave me a bootleg of this movie.
How dare you? How dare you?
And they didn't show up, so I had to go and find subtitles for it, and it was fine after that. It was very good.
Good dude, movie. It's a fucking great movie, right?
I might have exaggerated for how long I actually watched it without subtitles, but I watched a good chunk of it. Let's say
a fair amount.
It wasn't an hour.
He didn't watch the whole movie twice. So A Quiet Place is pretty much like almost a masterpiece. Like it's very good.
I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna go that hard. I don't know if I liked it quite that much.
See, I like it as much as I like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I gave that a 5.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's I don't think I gave that a 5, but like
I'm not gonna give it less.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it less than 10 Cloverfield Lane. So Quiet Place is so good in the fact that the whole movie is based around sound editing.
Yeah, dude, and it's unbelievable. I would crank that boy up.
Yeah,
crank that boy up,
because the whole movie, like every time a sound is made in this movie, it's important. Like it's a plot point that somebody stepped on and crunched some leaves. It's a plot point that somebody dropped a fucking rocket ship. It's a plot point that somebody put the batteries in the fucking rocket ship like an idiot, even though they told them not to, and fucking turned it on. Like every sound that's made in this movie, there's a reason that sound is being made. And that is really uncommon in movies. I have never seen anything like it. A whole lot of the movie takes place, as mentioned earlier, in ASL.
Which I don't speak, by the way.
Yeah, which in case you did not know, Buckle Duke does not speak. But it is, in fact, subtitled. And
sort of.
And it's really interesting to see the characters interact with each other. And if you watch closely, like even the characters, given their characteristics, have different styles of doing sign language. Like it's very bizarre to watch. Everybody, like Johnny K has 7 lines of dialogue in this movie, and that's a lot for a character in this movie. I think it might be.
He has the most.
I think he has the most, and it's about 7 lines of dialogue. Hey.
This is almost completely dialogueless. I mean, no, it's not dialogueless.
It's like sort of, you know, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Because the whole movie is ASL.
I've never seen a movie like this.
The monsters aren't scary, by the way.
They're fine.
I had somebody say like that they didn't find this movie scary and that's why they hate it.
But that's not the point. It's not that kind of horror movie. It's a tension one.
Yeah.
And the tension ones get me a lot more than the fucking monster ones.
Yeah, this movie's all about suspense. Like every time somebody accidentally drops something, like your heart goes like it's like they fucking dropped something. I can't fucking believe they did. They fell into the fucking corn silo, those dumb shits, and like your fucking heart is going.
Yeah, dude.
Buck
it's
wild.
like it's pretty buck. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah.
It's buck.
I love homeless guys.
I saw a comment on your review where someone said that it wasn't scary because the monsters are too fictional.
Yeah,
they're aliens.
What do you mean?
That's what I said. What are you talking about?
Do you want them to be bears? Would you like them to be bears? Because that's not the way this movie went.
Should they be bears?
Should they be bears? Sort of like Annihilation, the fucking beaver bears or whatever the hell that was.
The bear in that, so maybe they should be
bears.
Bear.
That's what it was.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they should be bears.
Maybe they should be. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
These spider monsters. Who gives a shit?
I mean, like, while I don't think it's overwhelmingly original, I do like the design of the monsters in this movie.
Again, they don't matter though.
Yeah, it's not about the monsters. It really isn't. It's about the family and about the characters. The deaf girl who's awesome. You know that girl's actually
danger.
Deaf. Yeah,
they are the danger, but they don't matter that much because they mostly live their life without interacting with them.
There's like fucking buck wild scenes in this movie too. Like there's like a scene where a character has to give birth without making sound.
Yeah, that's buck.
Yo, it's fucking buck, dude. It's really wild. There's also like there's the scene where the kid fucking lights off the fireworks. And it's like, that's insane.
Yeah. What about that old guy that just starts screaming?
Oh yeah, the old homeless guy.
Oh, that's real scary.
Sees his dead wife.
I was terrified by that, by the way.
Yeah. The first time you see the scary monster, which are in fact very scary. Maybe not fictional enough, to be honest.
Could go more fictional. Make him blue. Make him blue.
Yeah, fuck it.
Who cares?
Make them fucking.
This should have been a Cloverfield movie.
Make them Eiffel 65. Yeah, why didn't Cloverfield buy this? Instead, they bought fucking God Particle.
God Particle, yeah.
Don't fucking buy that. As the first time you see that monster, though, like it does take you back a minute. Yeah, it's shocking. Yeah. And like in that moment, you fully and that's what I like about this movie is that the movie takes 4 minutes, no dialogue, and you fully understand the world that they're in. Yeah. It's perfect.
Swoops in and eats that little baby.
Yeah, swoops in and eats the babby. Yeah.
Shit, dude.
Man, this movie is so fucking good. Johnny K also deserves an Oscar. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, if we're giving out shit for Get Out.
This is better than Get Out.
A lot better than Get Out.
Way better than Get Out.
A couple stars higher than Get Out.
I adore this movie. I think anybody.
It's not about race, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. Anybody who likes movies, but it's like a plus for the deaf community, so they'll give it a fucking nomination anyways. Maybe. Yeah.
I did notice a lot of like people that went into this movie wanting like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Those people were disappointed.
Yeah, because I don't think that's the type of. It's like people who went into Annihilation wanting a horror movie,
or
The Witch,
Although
which
the
I've
Witch
still never
pretty
seen.
Scary.
I've still
it's
not
pretty
seen
scary,
Witch,
but it's not. It's like this. It's a tension one. It's a tension one all the way up to the last 2 minutes, and you're like, oh fuck.
People
can't make movies like this.
People go into.
That's what I think Heredity is going to be.
Heredity, dude. I bet you that movie's gonna be a banger.
I bet it's gonna be good. Like, but apparently at Sundance, like 100 people walked out because it was too scary. Shit. But it's an A24 movie, so I think it's a trick.
Oh, it's like one of those. What was that one that if all it comes at night?
Comes at night when it does in fact not come at night.
Where you look at it and you're like, that sure looks spooky, and then you see a movie and you're like, nothing spooky in there.
It's like it's one of those ones like an It's Follow or whatever.
Yeah. Well, It Follows is spooky and bad though.
That's true.
No, it's not spooky, and it is also bad.
So it's we'll see. Maybe it'll be a Mother.
Yeah,
where it's like it's not scary at all,
but it's avant-garde, and I'm like, oh, I fucking love it.
But you're in.
Yeah, I'm fucking down to clown. Whereas if it comes at night, I wasn't really down for that.
I didn't fuck with that.
Yeah, I didn't really fuck with that one too much.
The Witch though, You gotta see that witch.
I think we made it pretty clear. Quiet Place is like,
I fucking loved it. I had a great time with it.
Yeah, it's
I wish I would have seen it in a theater.
It's a great.
I bet that sound design's fucking amazing in a theater.
Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. I would love to see it maybe in surround sound. Yeah. But I give this a 4.5. I don't know if I want to go as high as 5 for this, but I give it 4.
What would you do to improve to get that extra half?
All right, 5. Fuck it, 5. It's no Annihilation, but it's good.
Yeah, I think that multiple movies are allowed to be 5 this year.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll up it. I'll up my review. It's a 5.
Good for you.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Because
I'm very easily swayed.
Even like I do find the ending a little corny, but I don't think that necessarily detracts a star. I also don't do half stars. So.
Yeah, fair enough. I would never put this at a 4. That's for sure too low.
It's not a 4.
Obviously,
it's
that's
not
too low. It's not a 4. Yeah, if you get a chance to see this, man, boy, it fucking goes.
Yeah, it goes pretty hard. One of my favorite movies I've seen this year. But
and you know what I like?
Bad year.
You know what's one of my favorite things about it? Tight 90.
Tight 90. I can watch it twice.
90, yeah.
I watched it twice today. I didn't see it. I didn't see it in English the first time.
Yeah, definitely check this out. What are we watching next week, Buck? Do you remember? I think I got it somewhere.
Death Wish.
Bruce
William.
My Bruce. Isn't somebody wild directing that also? I can't remember who it was.
I don't know.
Then we're going to be talking about Manhunt, John Woo.
Oh, we're watching that one?
That one actually. Yeah. We came to the conclusion. We're going to keep cargo under our
genre
hat.
film. We're fucking with some genre film.
Yeah. We're going to watch fucking John Woo's Manhunt, The Exorcist 3, of course. And it's Disney time, bitches. We're watching A Wrinkle in Time. My homegirl, Oprah.
Why you do this to me?
Because I love my homegirl Oprah and Mindy Kaling too. Actually, I like also.
Yeah, I like Mindy.
Isn't Chris Pine's in here?
Pine's in it.
Yo, I'll support anything with Pine. I think Pine's on Disney. I think Pine is on Disney's payroll, but they don't want to pay him too much, so they just put him in movies where boats sink and fucking kids time travel and shit. They don't want to give him. They don't want to give him superhero money or Star Wars money. They just want him on their payroll.
He's on the payroll.
He's on the payroll.
You got to keep him happy, right?
Yeah, but they don't want to pay him very much, which I get.
And it seems like he gets it also.
Yeah, he's like, fine. You don't want to give me your superhero money? I'll fucking go over and get some DC money. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's like, I'll immediately be Batman. He's like, I'll be Batman so fucking fast.
Dude, he would be. He would be. It's too late though. It's too late though. He's already been in DC movie. You can't put him in Batman. Hey, is that done? That's like I was thinking about that today. Is DCEU, is that done? Or because they have nothing on the horizon.
Aquaman.
Is that on the horizon?
It's coming out this year.
Is it? Because I haven't heard jack shit about it.
That's because they're saving it for fourth quarter.
Okay, all right.
Maybe third.
Hey, wasn't the point of Justice League that they wanted to catch up? You can't make one movie a year. Oh, Shazam. Oh, yeah, you know what? The poster for that came out. They actually are making that movie with The Rock, too. Fucking to boot. So maybe that'll be good. Yeah. Where's Taika Waititi's Captain Boomerang movie? Can we just fucking get that going?
Yeah, what the shit? What the shit, DC?
Yeah. So that's going to be next week. Thanks for listening. My name, of course, is Chadley, and you can follow me on Twitter at Chadley the Movie. You can follow the podcast at Movie Epidemic. That is important. You can follow Buck LeDuc at Last Cool Dude.
Absolutely.
We have an Instagram. It's at Movie Epidemic, if I'm not mistaken. Follow us there. We like to throw down pictures of us going to the Globe Theater and recording podcasts and shit. So hashtag Globe Theater, hashtag Globe Theater.
See you boys at the movies.
Yeah, see you boys at the movies. I like that.